In this activity, we'll continue to work on our movement off the ball, both when we have the phase structure of having the ball offensively and defensively, and what that means, and being so working on our spacing, essentially what we're doing without the ball. So the way this is going to run is that we're going to take, this will be a 9v9 field in our case, that currently with this activity we will split our up to 24 players across two halves of the field, and we will play sideways. There will be four goals on each field, just marked by cones, so players can score. And obviously, either of these goals, red could score coming this direction, or blue can score going this direction on either of these fields. Coaches, I want you to sort of be in the middle of the spaces to help them see it. Don't stand way out the side and get out of the way. We will make the edge of the field basically 1 yard off of the goal so no one runs hopefully into these goalposts, and then 1 yard here so there's a little bit of space in between. So coaches, you can have some space to kind of move here if you need to get off the field, but then hop back on and keep communicating. The key rule here for this is that we don't want, draw a line here, we don't, we want players to offensively spread out when they have possession of the ball, and we want them to defensively get compact. So let's look at that. Let's talk about offensively first. So if blue has the ball, we want them to use as much width as possible. So we want them to get to their edges of their field, literally on the edge of their field with the ball. And we want them to bring everything up here real quick. We want them to create triangles and diamonds for spacing to find those connected passes and be moving. Players along the edges should open their body up so they basically are standing sideways on the line so they can receive a pass and then go backwards easily or forwards easily with that pass. So they should be standing sideways, and use that width. Defensively, we obviously want to get our pressure. We want to get into a cover positions, and then we want to balance the remainder of this field, whatever that may look like, knowing that there are targets they need to score at, so we do have areas to defend. We obviously don't want players just standing in front of these small goals. We want them to get into good pressure, cover, and this will be the balance positions. And we'll be working on pressure and cover and balance as well later in this at a different activity this evening. So as the one rule for the attacking side, they cannot score from their own half. They have to bring the ball into this half. So because teams can't score, the other key thing is that the offensive players shouldn't, even if these players are defenders, but in the offensive half, they should push up and try to contain them in their own half as much as possible. So push these defenders up because they cannot score from here. So you want them to work on always pushing up to keep their offense as connected as possible. Make sense? All right. I showed you kind of at the beginning. I should have mentioned a couple different formations. You might want to put them in a formation. Say, hey, let's have one back. Let's have three midfielders and two forwards, or let's have three backs, two midfielders, and a forward. Put them in a formation of your choosing, just so they can experience something different, and see how kind of it works. I think I had this side set up initially in a 2-2-2, so you could do two, because the idea is that we'll have about six players. You may end up with five or something of that nature. Then I'd run, if you have five, I would run an X essentially. Um, if you got four, I would run a diamond like this and have these players get up and down the wings. But that's the idea there. Um, the other case, let's jump over here now and say, okay, defensively, blue is looking to obviously get together, put the pressure on the ball as it's coming in from red. Blue is looking to pressure the ball. Red is again looking to split the spaces, find the spaces. You're trying to get them to shift, understand they need to mark into those spaces where they need to be in order to create the most opportunity. So we again looking for the pressure. We want to do pressure, cover, and cover. You see this cover's way back here because they always want to get themselves in a position to make a play behind the ball, and they still need to help out, and these people are laying off. So think diagonals as they do it, so that if they try to make this pass, any one of these four players maybe has a chance to run on and create an opportunity to get a 3-on-3 going the other direction pretty quickly. if a ball can be stolen. But they don't need to be right up on these players. They want to drop into a defensive position. And you'll see that most likely this person is not going to score all the way over here, so this player is basically staying on the inside to stop him from shutting the passing lanes down here defensively. So talk about getting compact, getting organized and together, pressure cover balance, shutting down passing lanes. So that will be sort of the big activity for this evening.